It's the bug guy. Oh man, how you guys doing? So far, I see Uncle Bull and KB Barbecue. How you guys doing? Let's see. All right, I got my feed going, which is good. Let's see. Are we? All right, perfect. John, how you doing? Happy New Year, sir. Uncle Bull, KB. Happy New Year to you guys as well. Hopefully all is well, John, with you and. Ah, goodness. I don't know how long I'm going to be streaming tonight. This morning, I woke up and it was 2:30 in the morning, and I was like this. I tried to roll over. I laid in bed until 3 o'clock, and then I finally was like, if I'm going to be up, I'm going to be up. So I started watching videos on my phone. Thank you, thank you. Grumpus, how you doing? Oh man, speaking of Grumpus, I had to put my coaster away. Cleaned up the table. We had Christmas dinner here on the table where I'm sitting, so I had to put my coaster away. It's not around here. It's over with my stuff behind me, well, in front of me there. But, Miller Light Night. So, hope to keep my sugar down. How you guys doing? Grumpus, you know it's funny. You were saying in the video that you put up yesterday about, or I guess it was yesterday, about the wax starters. I can't remember how you said it, but every time you said it, I was like paraffin. Uh, I don't know if you said paraffin, but I always call it paraffin wax. I don't know. Christian, how you doing? He said, "Yo, what's goody?" Nothing much. I don't know. It's one of those tomato things. And when people say root versus route, I hear people say root, and I say route. Data and data. Oh gosh, that one kills me. It's data, damn it. It's data. But yeah, every time you said it in my mind, I'm like paraffin, paraffin. Since I'm from the South, I understand. I don't hold it against you. Oh man, that's what's up. Christian says just got a trigger from for Christmas. You're one of my favorite channels, bro. Thank you. You know what, Grumpus? So I can't say. Um, it's like pecan. Pecan pecan. It changes. Like if someone says pecan or I say pecan pecan, it doesn't. I don't have one that I go with all the time. But I say caramel. All right, caramel, not caramel, but caramel. All right. FCB, what's going on? Yes, indeed. Congrats, Christian. Welcome to the club. Definitely. The triggers are very nice. They are very, very nice and very convenient. The pellet grills in general are very convenient, and I got my Traeger. Shoot, I think it's going on 3 years now. I've had that Traeger. Yeah, my wife, got me that. He said paraffin, no paraffin. Hello, 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 hello. What's up, Rick? How you doing this evening? Anthony G says, "Hey yo, paraffin, no paraffin, FIN." Bad Beast Barbecue, what's going on with you? I like the new Big Grumpus. Yes, indeed. Definitely. That was a pretty cool trick. I'm gonna get a try. KB says, "Oh, ain't he precious?" Three Stooges, man. Gosh, that you gonna make me have to look up some Three Stooges videos on YouTube, man. Larry, Moe, and Curly. What? Man. Bad Beast, man. I don't have anything on the menu right now for New Year's. Uh, baby. Oh, she can't hear me. She has headphones in. She's playing the game on the TV, but she has headphones in, listening to either a book or music. So, yeah, I'm not sure. I think she wants to do like a New Year's Day brunch, but I'm not 100% sure. Which means I'll be cooking something. I'm sure. Show is sponsored. FFDD says this show is sponsored by Still Drum Smokers Barbecue, and it's Still Drum Smokers LLC. Old Bay seasoning. Oh, what about it? It's one of those things. I'm I live in Baltimore. I'm not from Baltimore, so I live in Maryland. I'm not from Maryland, so I don't use Old Bay nearly as much as most of the folks do here. What's up, Kent? Hold on. Time out, everybody. First, can you hit that thumbs up button for me, please? If you haven't already, please hit that thumbs up button for me. I would greatly appreciate it. Second, excuse me, in between the induced burp in there, please wish Kent a happy birthday. He's like old. Kent, happy birthday, man. I'm not cooking. The wife is doing the traditional cabbage and black eyed peas. That's what's up. That's the only one he gets my hello. Man, Rick. Look, dude. Well, Rick, I'm glad that I get it. And I say it the same way every single time. What are my thoughts on Old Bay? To me, I think people use it too much in everything, but it is good on seafood. And I grew up with having Old Bay on crabs, and Old Bay is good on seafood. If you put too much Old Bay on stuff, it can be overpowering. And if you, I feel like you kind of have to be, you have to ease into Old Bay. How about that? I think sometimes people who are not from this mid-Atlantic area, they don't get Old Bay because people from the mid-Atlantic area put too much of it because it it's a doctrine here. Like everything it's Old Bay on. I've had people suggest making Old Bay pulled pork shoulder, and I'm like, no, no. There's no reason to put Old Bay on pork. It just does not. No. So yeah. KB says my neighbor told me he got some ribs. Asked him if it was cooked. He said no. It's cooking and dashes that are happening. Yeah, it does. Um, every now and again, it'll be one of those things. Every now and again, I get people who want me to cook things for them. And a lot more often than not, I tell them no. Or people ask me, hey, if I get this, can you cook it for me? No. Because my labor, the cost of everything that I do is built into the price of what I get for you. I also can control the quality, so I can make sure that that meat stays cold. That meat isn't like discount meat. That meat isn't turned. That meat isn't there's too many things out of my control if someone brings me meat. Now, have I cooked meat that people have given me? Yes. Usually it'll be one of those things where I'll cook something for someone else when I'm cooking something else. So last year for Thanksgiving, one of the parents from the school, she gave me some turkey wings to cook. And I was like, oh yeah, sure, I'll cook some turkey wings. Well, she gave me like two half pans of turkey wings. I didn't know, and this is part of the problem. Why I tell people no is because they take advantage. They say, "Oh, can you cook some chicken for me?" You thinking, "Oh, you gonna cook 1 or 2 chicken?" They gonna give you a case of chicken. No, it doesn't. It always bites you in the butt. I'm telling you, it always bites you in the butt. You say, "Oh, you got some ribs for me to cook." Oh, all right. I'm thinking 1 rack of ribs. They're like, "No, we got 6 racks." What? So be careful when you do things for people like that, and then also um, tell them like, look, listen, you're gonna have to pay something. Maybe give me a little bit of something for my time. Give me a little bit of something for my the fuel that I'm expending. Give me a cup, give me a case of beer. I mean, tell something like that. Barter. Don't just allow someone to give you ribs for you to cook empty-handed, because that no. Definitely I'm all about bartering, and people do things for me, and I'm like, oh, on the slide, yo, here's a half a pound of pulled pork. Yo, here's a pound of pulled pork. If I haven't laying around, I had extra. Here. The other day, actually, so in Baltimore City, currently, they are not collecting our recycling. What happens is we have to take our recycling to a drop off location. The city has set up 12 or 14 drop off locations around the city, alongside or in conjunction with the city dumps that accept recycling. So because they're not picking it up, there is a dedicated truck that sits in a parking lot of a school all day long, and you can go and drop off your recycling there. Well, the guys have been out there since freaking October, and once a week, once every other week, I take Vanna and I load up Vanna and I take my our recycling from the house up to the location. And one of the guys who was there, he's been there the entire time. And, we're friendly enough. We talk and say hi. And, I don't know him. I don't know the man's name. But on a hi and bye, type tip. And he noticed one day I had a couple bags of charcoal. It's paper. It's recycling. So I took them and dropped them off. And he's like, man, you cooking? Yeah, look at my shirt. This is what I do. I do barbecue, blah, blah, blah. And we got to talking. He was like, oh man, so every other time he's like, oh, this is the barbecue man, oh, the barbecue man. So I went on Tuesday and I had some pulled pork left over from like Christmas. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead, I packaged it up, half pound or 8-ounce cups, and I took 4 of them out of the house with me, right? So a couple pounds of pulled pork. Now that pulled pork, if I was selling it, that'd have been 20, $24, $25 or so worth of pulled pork, maybe a little bit more because I think I raised the price a little bit. Anyway, um, $28 worth of pulled pork. So I'm like, all right, you know what? This guy speaks highly of me every time I go. He's always friendly, always nice. He's not a jerk. So I say, hey, look, like I said, I took 4 of them out of the house with me. And I'm like, all right, well, I know there's usually 2 guys on the truck. If there's 2 guys on the truck, then I'll give each of them 2. Well, there were 3 guys on the truck, so I'm like, all right, well, I can't give each of them 2. All right, well, here, everybody gets 1. So one guy was like, nah, man, he's like, 2 guys were like, yo, I eat pork. Yeah, I eat it. One guy was like, nah, I don't eat pork. He's like, I don't eat meat. I was like, oh. I said, well, give it to the gentleman with the locks in the truck up there, because he was sitting in a personal vehicle because it was cold and he was sitting staying warm. So I had one cup left, right? So I went to my P.O. box, checked the P.O. box, and one of the ladies who's in the post office is always really nice, always real chipper. And so I've given her pulled pork before when she's helped me out. And I looked in there, when I checked my box, she wasn't there. I said, all right, I'll take it home. So on my way home, it was a guy standing on the corner on the off ramp, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get this to him. And I'm not telling you this for recognition or anything like that, but every now and again, I try to do something nice for someone else, and that was what I ended up doing. So I'm like, all right, well, I drove past them, and I was like, damn, I couldn't stop where I was. So I drove past them because where the on ramp was is on a bridge. So I drove down and around, kind of blocked traffic, called him across. I'm like, yo, you gonna come in and get this. So he can't run it over. I'm like, yo, you eat pork? He's like, yeah. So here you go, my man. I'm like, damn, wish I had a fork for you. He's like, nah, it'd be all right. Put it in his pocket, and maybe I'll check with him in a couple days because I see him out there every now and again. I'm like, maybe I'll check one of them and see if he liked it. All right. So Grumpus says black eyed peas, jalapeno cornbread, ham sandwiches on the menu for tomorrow night. Gee, just, no, no problem, Kent. Salute with that beer, yes indeed. Bad B says I'm from Louisiana, so I use Tony. Yeah, Tony Chachere's. So Tony Chachere's is it's way milder compared to Old Bay. Yeah, so Louisiana seafood seasoning. So it's one of those things where you know when you have Tony Chachere's. Like to me, Tony Chachere's is a little it's saltier, but some people find that or think the same about Old Bay. But one of the things, excuse me, with Old Bay is usually you're using it with seafood and seafood extra water, so that water will dilute some of the salt and help to not make it as salty. It's a very good flavor. Versus Earth says Happy New Year, big bro. Next best thing. Hey, yo, how you doing? Yeah, folks ask me to cook for them all the time. I turn it down because of just what you said. Well, that's what's up. I had a family gift me meat, then hang around waiting for me to cook it. Yeah, Grumpus, that happens too. Todd from Dad Incredible says, I hate that's the pickle story. My boss ordered 5-gallon buckets of pickles through our distributor for a hunting trip. He only wanted a quart, so he said we can have the rest. Nice. That's what's up. I was, I would have, I put it in the comment, but nice. So Todd, I think I've talked about it. We get from Costco or Sam's the spicy, hot and spicy famous Dave's pickle. Oh, so I'm sorry. Before we get into it, Todd from Dad Incredible Barbecue and Beer just put up a video of him using a pickle brine for some chicken. If you haven't checked out that video, please check out the video. And he talked about how the getting the pickle brine was a whole different story in and of itself. So I commented, I'm here for the pickle acquisition or pickle juice acquisition story. So that's what he's talking about. But go check out the video and see how brining chicken in pickle juice, yes, pickle juice, turns out. And I started to say we use the hot and spicy pickles from Famous Dave's, and it is like oh happy day when the pickles are done and we have that juice left over. I found, Todd, the best for me is to use a little bit of it. I vacuum seal it and marinate it that way. See, Jeff says Tony's is a salty mess. So Tony, I'm telling you, man, it's one of those things where you probably have a regional favorite that you like more than Tony Chachere's. But it's one of those things where you also might not know how to use Tony Chachere's because you're using it similar to a different seasoning. I've had that experience too. Mike, how you doing this evening? Smoking J's. Blah, 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 blah. All right. Man, that's good barbecue. What's going on? He says, hey, y'all, Happy New Year. Best wishes, Kent. How does it feel to be 21 again? And again, and again, and again. Jeff says pickle juice is great for beef marinade. Huh, really? Let's see. Wait a minute. Hey, is that truly Grumpus? That last video of his, he was wearing a flannel. What? Hold on. Victor, oh my goodness. Victor, I think my world has been shattered. Let me just search here. PS Grumpus. Oh, come on. Grumpus barbecue? Oh, Grumpus on fire. Jeez. Grumpus.
And then the Grumpus on.
Say it ain't so. Oh my goodness. Victor, oh, Oh man, Victor, he done called you out, Grumpus, and he does. Oh, Grumpus ass on a flannel. Oh my god, my world is crushed. Ah, Mimi, how you doing? Ah, Mike says eating tacos. I sure did. I sure did miss that. It was kind of one of those things where I was in the middle of doing something else and I was just listening to what he was talking about. I wasn't even paying attention. Oh, Justice, I do learn to broil eye rounds in the pickle juice. All right, cool. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Victor has just like my mind is blown. Captain Harris says Happy New Year, y'all, from the Great White North. Eh? Well, thank you, sir, and Happy New Year to you too. All right. Grumpus, oh my God, Grumpus, you can never allow. You need to have on a Hawaiian shirt underneath or like over top of your flannel. Oh my goodness.
There we go. Sarah paraffin is
See, he's a paraffin. No, paraffin.
good and hot. Don't you can see it or not? We got a little bit of it.
Yep. Uncle Bull, you're absolutely correct. That is true. Chick-fil-A uses pickle juice to brine their chickens. With all of the pickles that they use, I heard the story goes something along the lines of with the pickles that they put on the sandwiches, there obviously is juice left over, and they wanted to use the juice and not just throw it away. So they started putting the chicken in the pickle juice, and man, oh man, once you know that it's pickle juice that is the brine or what you can taste it slightly. And you know what's hilarious to me is people who are like, I don't like pickles. I don't get pickles on my Chick-fil-A sandwich. Little do you know, the whole damn thing is in pickles. Yeah. Uh, Man, I'm still blown that Grumpus doesn't have on a Hawaiian shirt. My world is crashing down. Let's see. He does a talking head part at the end. Oh my goodness. Yep. There's no. Nope. I was looking to see if there was like a Hawaiian shirt underneath or anything like that. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Hey, if you haven't already, please hit that thumbs up button for me. I'd greatly appreciate it. On to number 2. Yeah. All right. So I figured we could just kind of wrap up uh, the Ask Dash series. And if you guys had any other questions or questions that you didn't get to ask me, you could try to ask them now, and we could talk about it. Other than that, I really just wanted to sit and hang out with y'all. Mm. It's a party. So how's everybody doing? You know, how's everything going? How's everybody doing? Any crazy special things you have planned? Victor, I know we started talking, or I started, you blew my mind, Victor, and I didn't actually say hi. So I want to say hi to you, Victor. Thank you so very much for hanging out, and yeah. If he didn't see it, he might have seen it, but so Victor is driving. Possibly, he said, Victor, LMAO, I don't normally let the public see me out of uniform, but it was in the mid 50s that day. Ooh, cold. Like, says he's stuck in California. Holy cow. John says, I'm going with beef ribs for New Year. I have some beef ribs in the freezer. I might. I don't need to take them out now. I'll take them out tomorrow. Hey, did that brisket I charged them $60 to cook? Nice. Nice. That's what's up. $60 to cook it, and it was a hit. That's what's up. See, I always feel awkward charging people. Sorry. Something along those lines, because to me, $60 is not like, that doesn't work out to be enough, if you will, with your labor, or for your labor, in my opinion. So yeah, I don't know. Bastion. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, John, what else are you gonna cook aside from beef ribs? Are you cooking them? Well, you gonna do it with your wine braise and everything like that? The cheapest brisket I have seen was $109. $109 to buy it, or $109 to cook it, Mike? Because that's a big old brisket. If you spending money to cook to buy a brisket, 100. During the height of the pandemic, briskets were. Whew, I think I spent $80 on a brisket. The brisket I cooked for my uncle. Well, technically, he did. I put my rub on it, old fashioned way. That's it. This is a charge. That's the way, John. He says he's putting his rub on them and cooking them the old fashioned way. That's it. He said the missus is in charge of the rest of the menu. I know how that goes. Just stay out the way, right? Mike says cheapest brisket I've seen was $110. He says to cook and buy. Nice. So 12 pounds. Jeez. That is not very much expensive. Brisket goes on sale here for $1.99 a pound all the time. Wow. That is like a little more than half of what I pay for briskets. So I wish I could get briskets for $1.99 a pound. I would, like, not max out a credit card, but I'd definitely put some money aside to be able to scoop up a good deal of brisket for $1.99 a pound, because that's some good profit right there. And all you do is freeze them and thaw them out. Hey, look, I know I'm gonna be cooking it. I'll thaw it out the night before, or so. I've had people ask about, can you freeze briskets and things like that? Yes. And can you freeze pork shoulder? Yes. So what I'll do is, if I know I'm cooking that night, I'll take the meat out in the morning before I go to work, and then by the time I get home, it's usually thawed, or thawed enough where I can handle it. And man, yep, great. Brisket prices are dropping here. Grumpus says, "Yeah, well, you are in Texas, sir, so your brisket prices are already lower than they should be." He said $3.29 for choice last week. Shoot, I'm paying. I think the last time I got brisket, it was just under $3 per pound, and that was for choice though. Oh, he said $3.29 for choice last week. But I'm getting it from the Restaurant Depot. I don't know if that's from like a HEB, or from your like a market or something like that, or even a butcher. I'm charged with quality adult beverages. John, I like the way you think, sir. What's up, Johnny? The Dash, he says. He says, hi, everyone. Uh, HEB. Huh. Well, I don't know. HEB seems to have pretty decent prices, but I don't know how their prices compare to like the Restaurant Depot. But that seems high. Sorry. I was telling you earlier, it's been an exceptionally long day for me. I was up this morning at 2:30 and I couldn't go back to sleep, so I just stayed awake. So anyway, Victor says, I'm driving my car home from work. Yes, Grumpus, I'll see your response next time you're wearing flannel. You better be talking with a Canadian accent and wearing a toque. Brisket in New York State is disgustingly high. It's anywhere outside of Texas is disgustingly high. FCB is not just where you are, man. Like for real, it is crazy. John is in Florida. All right, John says Costco down here has Prime for $2.69 a pound. Yeah, I wish. FCB says $6 a pound. Still. Ah, that is cheap as damn. Oof. That's ridiculous. Mm. Oh man. Thank you, Johnny. He says 20,000 looks good on you, bro. Thank you very much. I did. If you guys didn't see or notice, I hit 20,000 subscribers. I believe it was last week. But it happened before the end of the year, and I'm pretty happy about that. So next milestone is 50,000. 50,000. I'll be. I mean, 25,000 would be nice. You know, it'll come. But I've just been chugging away. You know, slowly but surely, chugging away. I tell you, the month of December has really just been a reset button. I've you know, I told you guys that I do this kind of as a not a mental health exercise type thing, but as a reset button. But then I end up working harder than I wanted to do when I was doing cooking videos. So yeah. Anyway, SCB says that's why my UDS always running pork butts and shoulders. I don't blame you, man. Uncle Bull says Costco here is $2.69 a pound for prime. Jeez, I wish my primes were that cheap. My prime here is a little over $3. Um, but the choice is between like 275 and 298, just about. Thank you, Grumpus. Thank you, Mike. I definitely appreciate you guys who have been around for a while. And you know, 20,000 subscribers on YouTube is definitely a milestone. But there are some things that come with it, and I'm just like, I'm still a little guy. I am still a little guy. Still same old G. Uh, so we're just gonna keep chugging and plugging away at it. Oh, I need to trim my beard hairs. They keep curling up and getting on my lip there. What else you guys have going on? I don't have a specific topic tonight. I just want to kind of hang out and talk with y'all. Seems like I've seen you every day. Yes, Grumpus, you have. For the past 13 days, you have. Actually, it's been 31 days because I think I filmed the video leading into it on the. Was it 31 or maybe? I think I filmed it a day or two ahead of time. Take it all off for 25,000 subs. Nope, I told you what it was going to take for me to shave it all off. John, that still, you know, still holds true. Definitely still holds true. I'm not going to give you the satisfaction. Not as you, but all of you guys who've asked me the satisfaction. I've been doing this for 5 months. I got 43 subscribers. Well, Mike, you know, did I subscribed? Am I subscribed, Mike? Let's see. We're going to go to YouTube. Carlos, how you doing? Come on. Oh, cars and queues. 44. All right. that a C1 Corvette here? Alright, we got some ribs, we got some chili, we got some wings. Wangs. Hold up, let's see. We going. 44. Let's see if oh shoot. Hold on. Alright. Check out Mike's channel. While we're at it, let's see. Yes, it did come up. What's the clean shaven goal? Oh, it's $1,000 donation. That was the clean shaven goal. I still have that first hundo of the grand. John says that's it. Then you know what? To John's word, he has been saying he put up the first 100. And to my word, I've been saying it's $1,000. I'll shave it. I might even shave it live for you. Y'all come up with it. Why not? Eric Thomas says, "What's up, man? My man's from New Orleans. What's going on? How you doing this evening?" Bro, I'm not. I have zero plans to cook tomorrow. For right now, zero plans. I don't even say burnt out, but I'm just chilling. Jimmy, good news. I got an update on the package. Did you see? I don't know if you have the tracking. Like I'm getting text messages about the tracking, and I got an update on the package. It says that it arrived in the Baltimore sort this afternoon. It was 1 o'clock, so hopefully I might be able to. I might be getting the package by the end of the week. John says, anyone want to join the Dash Shave Club for $1,000? He says he has the first 100. All right, Grandpa says he's 45, Mike. Yeah, I like getting in, and I tell you what, man, I do. In the beginning, I will comment on a lot of your videos. I try to when I see them, but I watch a lot of different and eclectic stuff on YouTube, so I don't always see everyone's videos, and I don't always get to comment. So there are times when I can watch kind of in passing, but like I said, I don't always get to see. Merry belated Christmas. I know, Jimmy. Yo, I was thinking about that this afternoon because I was gonna be heading out soon, and I got the message and I was like, wait a minute, this isn't. Because I have some things on order, and usually if I get a email with a tracking number, I immediately go and I'm like, send me text messages about it. So when I got the message, I'm like, wait, this 9505 blah blah blah, and it ends in 35. I was like, wait a minute, that's the thing, Jimmy. That's the box Jimmy sent me. So I went and double checked and looked. I was like, what? It's in Baltimore. What? I was like, yes, check that out. I said exactly the same thing. I was like, belated, but still, Christmas it is. Eric, how you doing? He says, hey, yo, Dash and all. What's going on, Eric? I'll be going to post office soon to drop something off. I'm going to try to mail you some of our ginger ale that's made here. That's what's up. So, you know what? Speaking of which, I humbly accept things from you guys, and I appreciate when you guys send things. Someone sent something the other day, and it was a barbecue sauce, and I felt horrible because I don't like it. And I'm not going to, single out and talk about who it was or what it was or where it came from, but I don't like it. And I'm so sorry that I don't like it, but I just don't like it. And I'm sure, it happens. We can't like everything isn't for everybody. And, I don't like it. I'm sorry. Mike says, Dash, what are your goals for 2021? Man. I don't. I won't say I want to say I don't have goals, but I'm thinking of trying to do some, I don't want to say fundraising things, but I've been slacking and I got to get back out there doing, doing on my grind. So I really want to hit 10,000 subscribers, 10,000 followers on Instagram. I don't know why. I've been stagnant at about 8,000 or in the 8,000 ish range for quite some time, and I want to get to 10,000. Other than that, I am contemplating cooking again on a weekly or bi-weekly basis and delivering, brisket, pulled pork on like Sunday afternoons, just to put some extra money in my pockets. I can, you know, I really need to buy a new smoker, so I need some funds. Dry January, no, that does not sound like something I want any parts of. Eddie Cook says, "What's up, Phil? Everyone doesn't like everything. Yes, indeed." He says, "Hello, Dash and Chat. How about a GoFundMe page for Bessie?" Man, John, that is there we go. That's exactly what I was talking about. FCB says, "Dry January for quitters." I have a question. Who let the dogs out? Oh no. Oh man. I try not to do stuff like GoFundMes, and I try to make my own economy and be self sufficient. I want to say almost everything. Freaking mustache there. It's tickling my nose. Uh, all of the majority of the things that I have, the smokers, I've come by them honestly and earned them. So, and not for nothing, accepting donations is great. I'm not going to turn down a donation, but it is one of those things where I, I mean, I know that in my heart of hearts, the smoker I would need is $6,000. The smoker I want is 10, and I kind of have to work towards it. So I figure if I can go out and just hustle, I'll get it. I can get it by the end of the year. So we're gonna see though. Carlos, Aaron Franklin has been shipping brisket for years, years. Just most people didn't. Most people want to go stand in the line. I mean, you can order the brisket and have it ready to be picked up, so you don't have to stand in the line. But it's one of those things where people feel like it's a pilgrimage. I mean, you're not going to Mecca or anything. To me, that's not. I don't know. I also have never waited in that line, and those people who have waited in that line, they have made friends for life, and those people who they're in line with, it's a thing, and I can't take that away from someone. But yeah, no experience with Kent Rollins seasoning. Or Kent Rollins. Kent Rollins, is that the Texas guy? I feel like I know that name. Why? Let me see. Yep, Cowboy Kent Rollins. Rollins, however. No, I have no experience with his seasonings. What's something new you want to try? I want to try a new smoker. um, Definitely. I need to, or I have to replace my, I don't say my biggest. I have to replace my most reliable smoker. How about that? In Bessie, the bottom is completely rusted out of Bessie, and it's rusted out from not using it. And I guess the way that it sat basically all summer long in the garage. But I think it's over time that the heat cycles, because where it rusted is where the heat is most intense on the thinnest pieces of the metal. So I think, yeah. Uncle Bull says, "What do we want?" Well, like I said, I wanted the smoker. FCB says, "I was gifted a 3-pound bag of his seasoning for Christmas. Tried it on the rib roast, and it was Miga. I don't know." KB says, "A Jambo. I don't know about a Jambo. I've seen folks cook on Jambos, but to me, I feel like I've seen more folks cook on Jambos in competitions versus I am cooking to cater." And I'll drop a little, hint. There's someone who does competitions that also makes smokers, and I would love one of his, like one of them Big Daddy smokers. That's what I really want. But I won't say I'm gonna settle, but I think I have to like have a jump off. John says you aiming for one of those Langs. Again, a Lang has always been one of those lofty, lofty goals, and the Lang. If I ever got to the point where I could get a Lang, I would want the double 84 deluxe. I think that would suit me just fine because I would cook beef in one and pork in the other. But I don't think I would need that necessarily starting out, if you will. So yeah, it's not a Lang though. Lang is on the list, but it's not like 1 and 2. No, I thought this happened just now because of code. No, 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 no. Ooh, Carlos. Nah, he's been shipping briskets for a long, long time. Chris Brand says, "Good day." Good day, Dash and all. He's on the other side of the world. Hold on. We're going to have to. Now you can see me. Oh, wait. It rotated by itself. So, hold on. Chris, is that okay? I haven't seen you on the live stream in a while. So, hopefully, all is well. Wait, nope. It's still 2020 there. It hasn't gone over. I would get a Lone Star before Lang. All right. You need some of my Texas Trinity and some Texas beef hog ribs. Well, you know what, Ricardo? We have to talk. I feel bad. I won't say accepting seasonings or getting seasonings because I have so many seasonings in this house. I won't say collecting, I've been acquiring seasonings. I've got people who sent me stuff, and I just can't use it all fast enough. Because when I'm trying a new seasoning, it's one of those things where I kind of have to do something small or a small batch of something. Because I'll be quite frank with you, there are times when you want something known, you want it to be good. And if I'm going to be spending a whole bunch of time cooking something and it turns out wrong, and I'm like, yo, I don't like for Christmas Day, I made some beef ribs. I didn't like them. I didn't like them. So I ate like half of one of the 4 that I made, and I'm like, y'all can eat these, and I don't think they have. But I wasn't a fan. I wasn't a fan. Sorry. So seasonings. It's nothing personal. I would love to try it, but it's gonna take me a while to get through it. Eric says I enjoyed Cowboy Kent. Maybe he's just a little too country for me. I just I don't get down with Kent. I'm subscribed to him, and every now and again I'll watch a video, and then I'm like, yep, that's why I don't watch these videos very often. Mitchell just heard you want a Pit Life podcast. Came to check out your channel, bro. Well, thank you very much, Mitchell. I appreciate that. Chris says Happy New Year to all. I meant what kind of smoker? I'm not talking about the kind of smoker. Mike says I'm thinking about getting a tow behind. There we go, John. John. There we go. John's on the right page. Victor says, "Hey Eric, my goal for 2021 is to make it to 2022. God bless and have a happy new year." Hey, cool 5690. Thank you so very much. Right back at you. Have you seen the pit that Joe's Barbecue House has? Look them up on Facebook. Uh, it's that level smoker you're looking for. Yes and no. So the one thing that I like about Joe's, and I know exactly who you're talking about, and that smoker. That smoker is that is phenomenal. Like that is like I know that I could take that smoker and push it to its limits, but I would be pushing it to its limits once, maybe twice a year. But it's one of those things where if I have it, if you build it, they will come. I can't afford that smoker right now at all. Like, ain't no way I could afford that smoker. And one of the other things too, I don't particularly care for the rotisserie portion, but I think it's one of those deals where if I was able to have rotisseries, and I would probably need two separate rotisseries so that I can have a rotisserie for pork items and non-pork items, because you guys know how I feel about having pork drip on any and everything else. And that's just me. Like, that's one of those things that I think about. So, but in his, he has a dedicated or single dedicated motor to turn the rotisserie. And even with that single dedicated motor, there's probably like a means or a way to kind of partition the food separate on the racks. But that would be the only, I don't want to say sticking point, but the only difference. Uh, I believe smoker you're thinking about a 6,000, but 10,000. Now you have my curiosity, Victor. I'm talking about a Myra mixing smoker, that one of those water smokers. That's all. Nothing crazy. Um, Myra mixing has huge kitchen, so like a stationary smoker, and that would be something that would to me best replace Bessie. But the Lone Star again. Um, I think it's going to be like a jump off point, something that I could afford sooner than I could afford a Myron Mixon smoker. But Myron Mixon is a ultimate, like uh, a loftier goal. I've tried different recently, and now I have a bunch of vacuum sealed salty ribs in the freezer. KB, you get it. Uh, Grumpus is on fire. It's off and quiet. He's probably editing video. Rick says he's a little too country. I mean, I won't say cowboy shtick, but I just, I don't know. That's just not my thing. I, I, I don't know how to explain it. It's not my thing. Look, what did I say? I knew he was editing a video. Grandpa says, I love my Lone Star. I know. Don't hate me saying it, but that is Lone Stars. Oh, yeah, I know Lone Stars is financing. I'm already paying enough to everybody. FCB says Dash called it. What did I call? What did I say? I think it's two rotisseries. I think it has two of everything. No, it's only so one side is straight shelves and the other side is a rotisserie. I think he calls it thing the Beast or the War Wagon or something along those lines. But one side of it has just straight shelves, and the other side has a rotisserie. But it opens up this double doors, so I think that's what you think about with the. Trust me, I've watched plenty of videos with that thing. Grumpus says Dash be spending too much time together. Yep, I guess that's what you're talking about, FCB. It's one of those things. I know, it's one of those like the intuition. When folks, because Jeff does the same thing. Ricer, he'll come in, he'll start talking, he'll say hey, and then he goes quiet. And I'm like, dude, how can you listen to the chat while editing a video? I can't do that. I need to focus on what I am doing in order to like I can't do that. Uh KB says, wouldn't an old hickory be good for your catering? So I'm not sure. It would kind of depend on what old hickory, because I do not want one of those propane assisted smokers. I want either all wood burning or like a charcoal. I'm actually even considering trying to figure out how I can, get like do a pellet smoker, because I think the pellet would offer much better um I don't know, authenticity than a propane smoker would. Like a lot of the restaurants in the area use old hickory cookers, and they're like propane cookers with, like you put a log in it, and the log just gets heated up, and that's how it smolders. I don't know. It's just nah, nah, nah. 4J, John, how you doing? How's everything? All right, Mike. Well, that's what's up. Hey, if you use that affiliate link down below, I get a couple bucks. I didn't think he was gonna do that, but he's been giving me a couple bucks. So far, there have been two of you guys, I think two, who have ordered through the links that are in the links or in the description of my videos. So, every little bit helps. And Grumpus says the grill gun is awesome. Speaking of which, my grill gun now has a name thanks to Victor. So you know how when we shoot and play with the grill gun, it's like one of those things was like fire, fire. So he was talking about how it reminded him of Beavis and Butthead. And I grew up watching Beavis and Butthead. Like I was in my, I swear I was probably 12 to 15. I remember getting home from school, finishing my homework, and sitting down and watching Beavis and Butthead on MTV at, I think it was like 6:30 or 7 o'clock in the evening. Like first run watching Beavis and Butthead. So my grill gun is now gonna affectionately be known as Beavis. Yeah, John, they are definitely $150. But I tell you what, that grill gun is phenomenal. It's one of those things where smoke them if you got them. If you ain't got them, there are other things out there that you can use, but the grill gun is very convenient. It is in a nice, convenient, and it's in a very well put together package. But if you use the coupon code, my coupon code, you will get a discount on it. I am a great cornholio. I need TP. Victor says, I've seen Myra smokers. The automatic water fill is cool, but I feel his smokers are cost prohibitive. At that kind of money, I have started to think Moberg. But they cook differently. Victor, I tell you, they cook differently. With a Moberg, all right, and this is one of those things from the experience in seeing a Moberg. For the same amount of money, you're going to get far less cooking capacity. And I am going to be a stickler for cooking capacity. I need capacity. The Moberg, for what, like if you had $10,000 dead nuts and you were going to buy a Myron mixing smoker or a Moberg, you'd probably get a quarter, I feel like, of the cooking capacity in the Moberg than you would in the Myron mixing smoker. And that's because I've seen them in person. The Moberg is just, yeah. It's just, I won't say it's smaller, but in order to get that same cooking capacity, you're going to need to double or triple the size of the propane tank. Reporting York. No, John, I've tagged them in different things every now and again. I'm like, hey, remember that time when I did this for Porter and York? And nope, they've never reached back out. So, and I also have not, actively been like, hey guys, can I do something else for you? It didn't seem like they were big fans, so I just left it alone. I'm not, John. I kind of I kind of keep to myself. I try to keep to myself. So, people out here asking for smokers and people out here asking for, different things. If someone approaches me, then okay, cool. Hey, I'll work with you. But I don't know. I maybe, it's one of those things I tell my kids: a closed mouth doesn't get fed, and every now and again, I just close my mouth. I don't want to be beholden to someone. Eric says, I just had to fact check you, Dash. And dang it, you're right again about Joe Smoker. I don't. I try not to misspeak, Eric. I try to speak educated as possible, and when I don't know something, I say, I don't know about that. But trust me when I tell you, I have fawned over that smoker. Uh, Fawned over that smoker, definitely, because it's one of those things. I would imagine if I had to guess, that smoker probably cost him between $25,000 and $30,000. And I wish I had the ability to do that, to buy that, and I don't. I just look. I ain't got nothing to hide. I don't. So, uh, Mike says I want something that holds a lot of meat and can hold a lot of heat. Well, yeah, I would highly recommend an insulated smoker. The insulated smoker will definitely, or an insulated smoker will definitely be able to hold the heat, which means that it'll be fuel efficient. But the insulation can or might be prohibitive on your capacity. So it's one of those things where you kind of have to start weighing your options. Ken, how you doing this evening? Yeah, Rick, that smoker is trailer mounted. He has two cook chambers, and they're two double door cook chambers. He has baskets on there for storage. He has the cooking ability above the fire. I mean, that thing is, when I say it's tricked out, it is tricked out. Thermometers galore, and he said he was working with a local welder or a builder, and if that smoker didn't cost him, like I said, I want to say between $25,000 and $30,000. If he didn't spend more than $15,000 on it, he got himself a hell of a deal, because that thing, it works. It looks like it works. Eric says, Dash with your 20,000 subs, $1 per sub could get you there. You're absolutely right, but with fees and all that other stuff, it probably would take $2 per sub. But here's the thing, Eric, and Eric, I'm sure you probably know just as well as anyone else who puts videos out there. 20,000 subscribers does not mean that 20,000 people watch. And though I would love to say, oh, out of my 20,000 subscribers, I probably have a good 300 to 500 of you that watch. And of that 300 to 500 that watch, I probably have a good 100 or so that comment regularly. And when I say regularly, 2 to 3 videos a month. There are some people who comment on every single video. There's some people who watch every single video. But not everybody, not everything I cook is going to be for everyone. Not every video I post is going to be for everyone. So, yeah. Laura, I'm sorry. I saw you pop in and I was in the middle of saying something else and I did not get to say hi. So, Laura, hello, Laura. How you doing up there? Uh, what's going on, Brandon? How you doing this evening, sir? Uh, Victor says if you ever go Moberg, I probably won't, but it would have to be the 1,000 gallon. Yeah, that's 17 feet of cooker. I have no idea how much it actually costs. Yo, Moberg smokers, I think that 1,000-gallon smoker starts at like $15,000 to $20,000, if not more. The When I was in Texas and we were at Style Switch, they had 3 Moberg smokers. They had one that was a double, and they had one that was just a single. It was on the trailer. We heard that double one was like $50,000, if not more. You do the math. Double minus half, that's 25 grand. Yo, Moberg smokers, they're expensive. And one of the things I'll tell you I did not like about the Moberg smokers is you only had one level to cook on. Because of the way that that fire came through that cook chamber, the first probably 3 to 5 feet, I won't say they didn't use, but they didn't use it. They had wood. If you go back to the video when I was in Texas and looking at those smokers, they had pieces of wood at the closer to the firebox or closer to the firebox where the firebox hit to help act as deflectors because so much heat was boom hitting there. And because of the fact that they are not, there's no water in those smokers, the heat can be even, but like I feel like there's a lot of wasted heat because there's so much more heat up high in those smokers than there is where like on the center, the Midland, where the meat or where the briskets that they were cooking at Style Switch were. Well, Newcomb says, "What bird swept the east?" We're not talking about the Eagles right now. John says, "I like the way you think, Eric." Smoking ham salad turned out great. Had to buy, got too busy to try the Chex Mix on the smoker. All right, that's what's up, Ken. Well, I'm glad. You know, last week he was talking about how he was off to start cooking, so I'm glad to hear that. FCB says, "How about them Eagles? Where's my hat? Oh, I left my hat in my car, and the other one's over there where I can't reach it." Daniel, thank you. Laura says she'll put the moose pedal back. She was sneaking up on me. Oh man, you guys are the best. The absolute best. Thank you so very much for hanging out. Brandon, glad to hear you're doing great. KB says my LSG 30-inch cabinet offset thick burner has a bunch of space, totaling cook area 3750 square inches with 4 shelves, $27.95 base price. Yeah, KB, I know for sure that 30-inch cabinet is too small. I know it's too small, and with the upgrades or things that I would want to do or need to do, I want a Lone Star, and the Lone Star that I have spec'd is $6,000. I've already looked at it. I already know the options I need. I won't say what I know the options I need because this isn't my first rodeo. Now, I will be honest. Victor and I have been going back and forth, and he's like, "Listen, the first one, don't put all of everything that you need into it. He's like, just get it, get one, use it, work on it, see, and then either now it's two trains of thought. He's like, spec the first one out and then go bare bones in the second one, or go like middle of the road and then spec out the second one. I'm like, I wish I could do that. Marcus, how you doing? He says, aloha, everyone. Uh-oh, he must be away. Are you away? Aloha, mahalo. That's a lot of risk to earn that kind of loot. Yeah, man, dude, I'm telling you, Brandon, those smokers were so nice. They were beautiful works of art, and like the way, it didn't come across in the video. Like it was. How do I put this? It was an experience. That's the good way to put it. Ken says, I got so lucky. $6,000 smoker for $600. Someone left it in the storage unit. Yes, indeed you did, Ken. Zach says, hey, yo. I still say with your welding skills, you can build something for yourself at a third the cost. So, Rick, I believe you are absolutely correct, and I keep hemming and hawing and thinking about it. The problem I have is by the time, or not by the time, I need the tooling. I don't necessarily have the tooling. I don't have the ability to lift up anything really, really heavy. I've looked at or thought about buying a gantry from Harbor Freight because that's all I can afford. I don't really know or think that I want to build one because I would want to make it out of metal so that I can, adjust it and things like that. But I have thought about it, Rick, and it's just one of those things where I don't have the tooling. Excuse me. I don't have the tools in order to get it accomplished. Jimmy, that's what's up. He says the wife loves the ice maker. Awesome, man. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Man, I hope y'all I don't have a link down in the description for it. Darn. I need to put a link in the description for the ice maker. So far, I've sold at least 2 of them. You have one, Jimmy, and Alton has one. Oh boy, Marcus. Marcus has his opinion about the Moberg smokers. He said, don't get him started about them pits. Zach says, save your money on a smoker and get yourself a set of those Wusthof knives. I wish, man. I've seen those knives at the SEA competitions, and that German steel, man. Pits by JJ. Let's see. Pits by JJ. I'm gonna have to check it out a little later. Oh, okay. I'm pretty sure I've seen 24 by 60. 24 by 60. Oh, all right. Well, I don't think you don't have the steak grill. Smokers. 24 by 48. Oh, all right, 24 by 60. I do see that. That is really nice. That is awesome. Nice. Mike says, where would you get a metal like that to build a smoker? So I have a metal supply place not far from my house. The metal is not the problem. It's getting the metal off of my trailer, cutting the metal up, getting the metal affixed so that I can make a firebox. Getting all of those things are the things that I would have trouble with in my garage. I don't have anything aside from I have an engine hoist. But the engine hoist is not going to be high enough, so that's why I would need a gantry. A gantry is going to cost me at least $600, $700. Both built one. I would donate your half to the cause. Let's see. I have a 30-inch diameter, half-inch pipe, which is 7 foot long here. I say we cut it by the length, and we both built one. I would donate your half to the cause. John, that would be awesome. Again, I don't have I can't it's just me. I can't lift those things up. I can't move those things. I can't manipulate those things. I don't have, and that's one of those things where people watch videos on building smokers and things like that, and they're like, "Oh man, that's cool how they built that." And I'm looking at it like, how the hell are they manipulating that metal? How are they moving it around? How? And I'm looking at the different tooling that they have. I have a gantry crane that I can lift stuff up on, or I have 2 or 3 people where I can move stuff around with. That's what I'm looking at, and I know that that's my limitation, and I know my limitations, and I have Kirk from the Eastern Shore. He has a line on a I think it's a 500-gallon propane tank for me. I just have to go and get it. The problem is the pandemic can happen, and not really trying to do a whole bunch of being around a whole bunch of people. Two, I don't have a like I don't. I gotta figure out how to pick it up and get it back to my house. And then when I get it back to my house, I gotta figure out what the hell I'm gonna do with it. Zach says, I absolutely love mine. Grumpus has a set too. Yep. A couple engine lifts should be good. I should lift a good bit of weight. Yes, but the problem is it won't lift it necessarily high enough. What's my point? Smoker house. Nukem, you're funny. Daniel says, does anyone use or like Lang smokers? I like Langs. I have seen a few Langs in person, and I've never used them personally, but yeah. Oh, it's a trailer pit. I was looking. I guess this is the kitchen one. What? 2460 trailer. I swear I've seen these. Or something similar. Yeah, you definitely got a deal if you got that for $600. The list on this one is 7,700. Mm. 2MG. You didn't miss much anything. We just been kind of BSing and talking. Yeah, all right, Ken. John, speaking of traveling, how's that truck doing, John? I was looking back at pictures, and I was looking back at your truck, and I was like, man, he hasn't posted pictures of his truck in a while. John has and is building currently 1,000, I believe it's 1,000-gallon smoker. Is it 1,000 or is it 500-gallon? He says, I'm with you on that, Dash. Building my own, you have to make it work for you. And I mean, not that I'm like, I have no problems buying tools. None. None. It's just juggling what I would need to do in order to get it done. And I could kind of prepare and get everything ready for me to get it done, like to start in the spring and have it done hopefully by like summer. But if I am trying to ramp up me selling stuff on Instagram again or selling food again, then that kind of, if I'm trying to build a smoker as well, that takes away from one to another. And I don't know, there's a lot. I got a lot going on. The taste testers grandchildren will be cooking on that thing before it rusts out. Yeah, you're right. Half-inch thick pipe. Jeez, John. I won't say that's a dream, but I definitely, yeah. Nice, John. That's what's up. Nukem says the Langs cook good. John says 1,000 gallon. Dingle, yo, Dashy, what's going on? Home Depot rents equipment that moves and lifts this stuff. Yeah, you're right. You're right, John. But knowing me, I don't want to rent it, man. I rent it for $300. I could buy it for $5. I'll buy it, and I'll have it forever, and I'll use it for something else. You know what's crazy? I bought my engine hoist. You know, when it was on sale, Harbor Freight, like a Black Friday sale, and it was like $100. And I was like, I'm buying it. And I just sat in the corner for 6 or 8 months. And it's one of those things where it's like, why do you need engine hoist? Because eventually I will. I will. And sure enough, I blew the engine in Debbie, my TDI, and I had an engine hoist and an engine stand in my garage. And actually, my buddy and I, we went half on that, on the hoist. Now that I think about it, because he had an engine he needed to take out of the back of his car. So he's doing the engine swap in one of his cars. He went to pick up the engine in the car, and they put the engine in the back of the car. The car broke down, so the car's been sitting. So he has the engine that he wants to swap into the car, in the car, but it's in the back of the car. So he needed a hoist and a stand in order to get the engine out and a stand to put the engine on. So he came up to my house and he got the stand, but he said, "Hey, we'll go half on the hoist. You keep the hoist at your house. I need to stand, with me, the person where the engine is." He said they have a hoist. So I'm like, all right. So we went half on the hoist, and I used the hoist to get my old engine off of my trailer. I have used it to, when I was rearranging my garage, I used my engine hoist to pick up the table. I have a metal table out there that I had to use the engine hoist to move that. I used it when I was fixing Vanna, when I had to take out the radiator and the intercooler assembly. I had to lift it out, and I couldn't lift it out, so I used the hoist for that. I mean, I've used the hoist plenty. So it's one of those deals where if I have it, I will put it to good use. So yeah. I haven't barbecued in a while, but I thought I'd say I'm gonna cook on Friday. I just bought 6 racks of ribs today. That's what's up, Dingle. Glen Burnie Costco. All right. Out of the Costco's in the area, I actually prefer Owings Mills. Finally used forklift. Oh my gosh, man. Oh, a used forklift is easily gonna be, probably $1,500, $2,000 at least. And I would love. Zach's the same with my welder. I've used it once, but I don't need it again one day. So Zach, what's crazy? I had my welder again. It was another one of those things. I had the welder sitting in the back of the garage, and I don't think I'd used it, or if I had used it, it wasn't for much. And then I did need it. I broke a tool, and I broke it, and I broke the weld on the tool. And it was one of those deals where I was working on, now this was on my old Jetta. So the Mistress, I was working on the Mistress, and I was doing the brakes, and I was doing the rear brakes on the car, and I broke the tool. The tool was the thing to spin the caliper back into the piston back into the caliper, and you had to spin it, and it was rough, right? So spinning it, I broke it, and I'm like, oh darn, I gotta get to work tomorrow. This is like a Sunday night. How am I going to make this work? And I sat there and I looked at it and I looked at it and I looked at it and I said, I have a welder in the back. I can put this back together. And when I say I boogered up that thing, but it was nasty. Woo. But I got it back together and I put the car back together and I drove it to work the next day. It's kind of like me in the box of. I knew not to read that one out loud, Dingle. I just knew. Rig pulleys in the garage with a couple electric wrenches to help you lift it. Yeah, trust me, I've thought about that as well. Running gantry cranes in the garage, but I need them to move around because I move things in and out of the garage. I move things around in the garage. Laura, you can't sneak back in. You're if you're in, you're in. If you're out, you're out. Oh no, Zach, that wasn't an oil filter. That was the fuel filter. I'm messed. Did I mess up the fuel filter? Which was it? It was something. With the fuel, was it the fuel filter? But you caught me when I did something, and I was like, darn it, you caught that. I remember. I haven't forgotten. But no, I left on my wife's old van. I left the not intentionally, but when I took the filter off of the van one day, the O-ring or the gasket stayed on. So when I started the van up and backed it out of the garage, there was a trail of oil on the ground, and I ended up having to run back out and like go get more oil and a new filter. Yeah, but yeah, it was a fuel filter. Um, it was it a screw on the fuel filter? Or it was something with the fuel filter. I did do a sneaky edit, and you caught it though. You caught it. Like it was something with the fuel filter. I can't remember. Oh, I think I didn't secure it, or it was something with it. It was the fuel filter though. Uh all right. So Dan says, "What would you charge someone for a party of 100, and they want baked chicken breast, greens, beans, mashed potatoes, mac and cheese, and dinner rolls?" So first, I don't bake chicken, so I smoke chicken. And I wouldn't smoke chicken breast like just to serve chicken breast. I do barbecue, so and I wouldn't just do breast only either. There's so much stuff I'm saying I wouldn't do. I would cook possibly, but I wouldn't cook that. And then some of the other stuff you were saying, green beans, mashed potatoes. I don't do mashed potatoes. I don't do macaroni and cheese. Dinner rolls. I can get those. Green beans. I do those. I don't do mashed potatoes just because it's time consuming. And macaroni and cheese, I don't have a consistent recipe for macaroni and cheese. I don't do that either. I don't like certain things. I just know to stay in my lane, and that's just not something I do. Did I? Was that what it was? Zach? I put the housing back together without the element in it, or without the gaskets, maybe. I don't know. So Dan says I'm doing the job and I just want to make sure I'm not lowballing myself. I'm just starting out and need advice. So I have a video out there talking about what to charge, and it's one of those things where what you have to figure out how much money you would spend on the amount of stuff that you need to buy and multiply it by 3 and see if you need to charge a little bit more or reduce your price a little bit. So I don't those things that you're asking about, I don't do. So I can't give you an apples to apples comparison. This is a shout out. Thank you, Troy. Troy says just want to give you a shout out. Happy New Year to you and your family and all of the barbecue fam. Thank you very much, Troy. Definitely appreciate it. Dan, sometimes you gotta tell people I don't do that, and I mean, I don't know. You cooking? Why would you want baked chicken breast? Like, why? Why? That's just bland. No. You know how much chicken you have to run through your oven in order to cook that amount of chicken? I mean, for me, when I do protein for folks, I normally, my formula is half a pound of protein per person plus a 25% overage. So if you're cooking for 100 people, you want, you're going to need like 60 pounds, 60 some odd pounds of chicken breast. That's like a whole case of chicken breast you're going to cook raw. You get 80 pounds or 2 cases because you get 80 pounds, 40 pounds in a case. And I mean, ugh, no thank you. I'd have to fight with that one because there's no way I'm going to do that. I'm not going to accept that. Um, Ken says I would charge them at least triple my going rate as they want baked instead of smoked. I hate baking. Yep, Zach says 3 times your cost was there you go. No problem, Dan. I don't, I'm not trying to discourage you. Marcus, I'm a, yeah, expand those horizons. I stay in my lane, man. I don't have I'm gonna say I don't have a support system. Uh, I don't have the ability to cook all of that just yet. I don't have a place to cook all of that extra stuff just yet. Ken says I've done mashed potatoes on my smoker. Sort of have a giant stock pot, boiled the potatoes on the top of the firebox while smoking the meat. Nice. Cost me a little less than $6. It'll cost me a little less than $600. Then I would start at 1,800 and go from there. Uh, mm. Yeah, Victor says go high on the price. Make sure you make some money for sure. Remember, you don't have to do the cook. If it don't make you smile, don't do it. Yeah, man. Look. Mm. So it's one of those things, right? Um, it's a psychological thing, and you can break this down one or two ways, Dan. So to me, I'm looking at that and I'm like, yo, you got 100 people, and it's not really something I'm looking forward to doing. I'm not really trying to do it. And I probably, if you're saying your costs are going to be about $600, then my charge would be no less than 1,800, right? And then I would put a little bit extra on it to make sure that I was able to cover the cost of like the pans, my seasoning, my charcoal, other incidentals, if you will. So I probably would say, okay, your charge is going to be 2,000, and I would say 1,800, and then delivery fee and delivery and setup and stuff like that. And it's true because I'm going to have to put it in pans, and I'm going to have to, I won't say I'm going to have to charge you, but I'm going to have to pay for those things. So you might as well make something on it. So I might say, hey, look, it's gonna be $2,000, okay? And then you don't say it's gonna be $2,000. You say it'll be $20 per person, and people won't balk at $20 per person because you're saying, oh, it's $20. But when you do the math, $20 times 100 people is still $2,000. But sometimes six sounds way better than half a dozen. All right. I say all of that to say, play mind games sometimes. Psychological things. But I just tell people, I'm like, look, this is the amount. I don't do that whole. I don't play that. Oh, it's gonna cost you this amount of dollars per person type game. But if this person you seem or it seems or they seem like they they have a $500 budget and it's gonna cost you $600 in food, yeah. Ken says dealing with customers is the hard part. Knowing when to pass on the job is even harder. Yes, I talked about that in one of the Ask Dash videos. When to say no. Dash, when you hit the road and ever come to Michigan, I would be honored to cook with you. Well, Mike, I done and done. Start at 1,800 and put $2,000 surcharge for using the oven. What's going on, Jeff? From Anova Barbecue. How you doing? I'm starting to feel like I need to running water in my cooking area. Do you think whatever justifies stainless steel sink? Um, so Jimmy, it's one of those things where if you have it, you'll use it, especially a sink. And to be completely honest, where you are, you probably can run a hose from your house. That's what I do for the most part. I run a hose from my house down to my garages, and I use that for running water. You probably can get away with where you are. You don't. It doesn't get that cold. I mean, you have, and it will freeze there. But hold on one second, please. Thank you. I needed to talk to Tesla number 3. Um, so Jimmy, I think, Jimmy, you also might get away with using like a portable sink with like So I'm sure you probably or hopefully you've seen sometimes those like a portable sink where you have water that sits up above and gravity just does all the work for you, or you have a water down below and you just use a foot pump to uh, to um, to use whatever it is, water that you need. So, I mean, you might be able to, and then maybe you can roll it in and out. You have that beautiful concrete pathway there. Maybe you can roll it in and out, fill it up in the house, and we use it, roll it outside, and roll it back inside when you're done. Ken says size can be helpful, but the prep of the size is the only part of the issue. The space for the storage, transport, and then serving the size becomes a headache. Yep, I agree. And that's one of those things that I just definitely don't want to deal with. Troy says that's a lot of chicken for $20. I agreed. That's why I'm saying that you might have to adjust up or down. So I'm telling you, if it's gonna cost me $600, I'm not charging anything less than $1,800. I'm just not, because I know that I'm gonna be losing money on it. I know. Zach says gourmet chicken dinner. Lou says, hey, yo, sorry I'm late. Nah, Lou, you're never late, man. You're all right on time. Troy says, sorry. What are you sorry about? What happened? Oh, he said that's a lot of chicken dinner for $20. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Needs to get a return on all investments, even garbage bags. The idea is to win and not maybe break even. Agreed. What's up, Justin? Justin is here from Papa Bear's Kitchen. Good night, everyone, and Happy New Year to all. Thank you, John, so very much for hanging out. Definitely appreciate you being here. Tell the missus I said hello. All the best to you and yours, sir. Thank you so very much. And still waiting on that call. I'm waiting on that call. When I get that call, I'm like, oh boy, I know what this means. Ken, yep, I agree. Ken to Jimmy, he says you'll never regret having running water in your cooking area. Grumpus says a bigger problem is where to dispose of gray water. So I mean, if it's if you have if you're looking at using 3 to 5 gallons of water and you limit it, you can kind of just run the pipe, especially if it's just on your property. I don't think you would have to worry about the gray water so much, Grumpus. Uh, Marcus has a trailer, so his trailer has to capture the gray water. Versus Jimmy, you're just cooking at home, man. It's look, I know my gray water gets swept out of the garage door. I even thought of buying a short bus and the getting it to the big kitchen and told behind smoke. I told smoker behind it. Yeah, that sounds great. What's the one thing you hate or dislike cooking? Chicken wings. Chicken wings. Chicken wings. Chicken wings. Chicken wings. I just the I despise chicken wings because they're so tedious, and they're tedious because of my own fruition, because of the way that I cook them. So I cook chicken wings, I set them up, and I organize them nice and neat, so that when they cook, they can move around and do what they need to do. And then I put sauce on one side of the chicken wings, and then I flip the wings over, and I put sauce on the other side of the wings. And I used to wrap the wings up, or like put them in a container and finish cooking them in a container. But now I just let it ride, and they work out fine. Laura says, "Put it on the neighbor you don't like, Grumpus." As long as you can make the gray water pipe go away when you go to sell your house. Yeah, but I mean, you might not need to. You guys, sometimes you guys overcomplicate things. I mean, listen, my man is, I won't say in the country, but he's in his backyard. I don't think you have to worry about gray water if he doesn't have a trailer. If he's on a truck or a trailer, then yes, you're gonna have to worry about gray water. If he's cooking for himself, man, Jimmy, get yourself even one of those little containers, like one of those little 1 gallon or 2.5 gallon, which is what I use when I go out, like different places to make sure I have some water sometimes. One of those 2 gallon, like a water jug. And then for capturing the water, I just use one of the busboy pans underneath. That's it. Um, but if you're in your backyard, you probably don't even have to worry about that. Um, William says, "I'm ever coming. Are you ever coming to South Carolina?" Yes. Um, Eventually, when I can travel again, we tended to go to Myrtle Beach. Um, we've been down to Myrtle Beach 3 or 4 times. Excuse me. But that's family trip. I don't know if I can kind of squeeze in a barbecue related trip into or on my next trip to South Carolina, but when or if I do, I will let you guys know. Ken says his washing machine just dumps the water, the ground out, or dumps on the ground outside of his garage biodegradable soap, and never had an issue. Grandma says that's right. Run a hose under the fence, Laura. No. Uh, Dan says, I like the way you cook your boneless chicken thighs. I stole your technique. You didn't steal my technique, man. I didn't invent it. I just put it on the internet. Grandpa says, I have the backyard the size of a sink. I had a hot dog cart for a while. Never tried to find somewhere to dump gray water. Yeah. The extra chicken wings, or I get political right wings, left wings. I mean, really. uh, Jimmy says I have a wooded lot next to my building. Man, problem solved. Even before there was a problem that you knew existed. I'm telling you, sometimes y'all be complicating stuff for no reason. Mm. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I try to think that the simplest solution is not always the best solution, but sometimes the simplest solution is the way it's got to be. First Love, what's going on? He says, "What's good, Dash? How you doing this evening?" The trees love brisket water. Ken says, "Yep." The water fell out of my cart every dang day. Well, Jeff, man, I'm sure you didn't do much in the form of preventing it from falling out of the cart either, did you? I know I wouldn't. Lawrence's eye is innocent. No, you're not. You are an instigator. That's what you call that. Mike says, hit a crack and it fell over. Oh, Jeff says, just make sure you curse at it. That's how you every day. Ah! Yep. Ken says, that pesky water always finds a way to escape. If it weren't for you meddling kids? Every episode. If it weren't for you meddling kids. Oh, man. Oh. Goodness gracious. Yes, Laura, you really. Anyway, you guys are the best. You guys are the absolute best. Thank you so very much for hanging out. Hey, listen, it's been a minute. If you haven't hit that thumbs up button for me, I'd greatly appreciate it. If you could hit it for me, it really does help these videos. It makes me feel better about myself, and it really does help my channel. Ken says, I don't even have a catch pan for my smoker. It just drips in the ground, and the dogs take care of the grease. Well, Ken, I can tell you that I do collect the, I'm gonna say drippings, but I do collect the, when I clean out the smokers. I do collect that and toss it into the woods behind the house. I use it, and you know what I really like is when the water is still hot. I use it as weed control because the water will help, the hot water will help kill the weeds. At least that's my thought. So, um, yeah, definitely. I don't, like I said, I don't allow the smokers to drip like straight on the floor because I have a floor in the garage. But I do use a bucket and there are drains, and I do rinse out the smokers and kind of funnel everything into the drain and into the bucket, and then I just toss it in the woods behind the garage. Dan says, "What's the easiest thing to cook when you cater?" I was gonna say brisket, pork shoulder, probably, because you can't mess it up. Pork shoulder, you cook it, you think it's done, you cook it a little bit more, and yeah, and oh, I had, where is Kirk at? I want to talk about this thing Kirk gave me, because man, Ken says brisket, pulled pork, and chicken leg quarters are the easiest as far as prep for cooking and prep for serving. I'm going to disagree on leg quarters, only because leg quarters can be tricky because you have to make sure that they're done properly. Leg quarters are an individual thing, and if you have a bigger one versus a smaller one, and just pieces of chicken, I don't like individual pieces of chicken. Give me like a chopped chicken or a pulled chicken, or give me death. I don't want to cook individual pieces of chicken or whole chickens for that matter. Um, when I cook chickens, I cook them. I cut them apart and I cut the backs out. Oh, excuse me. And I'll cook chicken halves. Just as way off topic. Not really. This is, I hope 2021 is good to all. Yes, indeed. I found them in grease or water. My backyard attracts raccoons or skunks. Dog, I had a fox run past my garage. I guess it Christmas Eve. I was out there cooking, and it took off. It must have heard me in the garage, and it scampered past. I was like, what? That was a fox. So yeah, Troy, you might have to just walk a little ways away and chuck it. So I already hit the thumbs up button. I hate being told what to do, so I guess I have to undo it. Well, Nukem, if that's how you feel, if that's how you feel. Sweet Lou says, random question: you ever get requests for desserts? No, I don't. I just, I don't know. I think it might be where I am. Um, there are plenty of people who do desserts. Excuse me. But I think it's a thing of, if I were to say, oh, hey, I'm doing peach cobbler, or oh, hey, I'm doing some sort of dump cake, or I'm making pies, people would be like, yo, he made this, or hey, he's trying that. Mike says, I use the grease for bonfires. I've seen and heard people using the grease. Like, I've seen people say that they use the wrapping paper from um, the butcher paper from previous cooks to start the next cooks. I've seen people put briskets and pork shoulder on cardboard to make it easier to pick up, so they're not sliding the meat on the like a metal on the metal grate, and they'll use that cardboard to get their next fire started. Uh, Big Reggie Reg, what's going on? He says, "What up, big dog?" Ken says, "That is the kind of point the dog needs something to chase." Yeah. All right, y'all. Backyard Q is here. Do you need a standing ovation? Round of applause. The welcome mat, or I don't know. What you need? Uh, Victor says dessert is a second rack of ribs. I mean, really? uh, Ken says backyard Q. If you're here, RNS can't be far behind. I almost took it to the non PG, backyard Q. I almost took it there. I said, nah, I'm a chill. I'm gonna stop. Yeah. Uh, so Jamie, is it Jamie or Jaime? Asked, have you ever used a Gabby's Grill attachment for your Weber kettle? It is a Santa Maria live fire attachment for the Weber. I have seen them. I have never used one myself. I'm trying to think. When I was in Austin, did I use one? No, we didn't. We didn't use one. I know. I think Alton had one. If he didn't, I think he sold it like not too long before we got there. If it wasn't there, but I've never used one. I don't have one, but I do know exactly what you're talking about. I am reaching in for another beer since we're still talking. Uh, Jesse Gomez says, "What's up, Dash? Happy New Year from San Antonio." Well, perfect timing. Happy New Year to you too. Feliz Año Nuevo. I wonder what an apple crisp smoke be like. You know what, Laura? So I'm telling you, um, I find that sweeter things don't take on the smoke as much as you might want. Um, which, is just a thing. But definitely try it and report back and tell us what you thought about it. Because that would be cool to hear what you thought of cooking something out there. Grumpus says, last one to the chat, backyard Q buys ice cream. Forget ice cream, Grumpus. They buy beer. Yeah. How long do you think it took you to fully grind to get where you are now? I'm still grinding. I mean, damn, I'm still at it. I just been a little more. I've gotten to the point where I can be a little more selective. But I am definitely still grinding. God, these gray hairs are bugging me. I'm definitely still grinding, and that was all part. I was talking about it earlier, where I was contemplating just saying, all right, I used to cook kind of almost every Saturday and Sunday. I would have a schedule esque where I would cook on Saturdays and deliver on Saturdays, and then sometimes I would cook again Saturday night for Sunday. But if I was cooking on Sunday night, I would cook on Sunday, and then I would deliver on like Monday and Tuesday, and then I would cook again like maybe on Wednesday or Thursday, and then have stuff available for Friday, and then whatever I made on Friday, I would be able to buy food for Saturday, and then that was my week. All right, so the hustle was real, the grind was real. So I'm contemplating doing something like that again because my big smoker Bessie is, I'm not saying disrepair, but the the bottom is rusted out, and I need to replace that smoker. And how I can replace that smoker is to hustle, to grind, get on my grind, put some money away, or buy something and finance it and pay it off that way. I Fun fact, I bought Vicky through PayPal financing, and it was one of those deals where I sold so much food and paid got paid through PayPal that they took notice and they were like, "Hey, we'll give you a loan." So I actually took that loan, and I've talked about it before where that PayPal loan, I paid it back by my sales. I set it up so that anytime I made a sale, PayPal took 20% off of the top, and that 20% off the top took care of paying down my loan. And there wasn't like an interest payment or anything like that. It was a flat boom fee for using the service. and it worked out. Like I paid the smoker like what I what I owed on it. I paid it off in less than a year. So I was hustling. Yeah. Mike says our local grocery store still has some charcoal out, so I have been picking them up. How's your charcoal doing? I still have plenty. I have not cooked as much. Fire whiskey syrup. Hey, backyard accusers got to take out a loan. So since that's not happening, yeah. Jamie with a J. I love my Gabby. That's a great tool. I've seen folks use it, and it does seem like definitely a nice attachment. I just there's certain attachments that I can and have I can use, and certain ones like that one is a little bit unruly for me. I don't have anywhere to put it. Like I don't want to leave my grill just like hanging out there open. Pit Magic Smoke Cuisine says, "What are some of the smokers you use?" You must be new here. Um, I the start of my videos, there's there's like 8 of them in the videos. So I have a Weber kettle, I have a Traeger Pro 22, I have. So actually, let's go back. Let's start this over. So I have Charlotte, my Weber kettle my Weber kettle 22 inch. I have Tracy Traeger, which is my Pro 22. I have Sammy, my Big Green Egg, which is an XL Big Green Egg. I have 3 smokers that are homemade. So I have Vicky the Vertical Smoker, Bessie the Kick Ass Smoker, and Bernadette. I have a 5 foot long grill table that I call Johnny Five. Um, those are just the main ones I cook on. And I have also other grills and things, smokers around the house that I don't necessarily use as frequently. But those are the top, you know, 7 that I use on a regular-ish basis. Thanks. Uh, Kenneth is down here in the South. Stores never stop carrying charcoal. Uh, some places, and I'll say some places will have it year round, and other places they'll have an open like place in the pallet racking where it would be. Um, and yeah. Da-da-da. Nice. Victor says he got his Washington State business license for his catering, so it's finally off for my fitting. I guess he's just finally off for my fitting in the Restaurant Depot. I guess maybe finding the Restaurant Depot. That's what's up, Victor. Congratulations. Thanks for the knowledge, bro. For real, for real. You just don't know. Your content is very inspiring. Well, Dan, thank you so very much, man. Those messages like that right there, is what kind of helps to say, keep doing this. When I'm like, man, F this, man, I'm tired of. I done cooked it out, um, Mob Deep, Mob Deep. Back in the day, there was a song. It was like, I'm trying to think what was the name of the song, but it's it's like thunder playing, and oh man, why can't I think of the guys' names in Mob Deep? Anyway, one of them was like, I done seen it all, I done it all, I done this, I done that. And I hear, I can't think of her name, Little Kim, start singing, and sometimes I feel like, how many times can I cook brisket? How many times can I cook ribs? How many times can I? because of the fact that I'm cooking ribs for customers, I don't vary what I'm doing because I'm doing customer cooks. So I want that consistency every single time. So I have to find a different aspect of my cook to cover when I'm doing cooks for folks. So sometimes I feel like nobody's gonna watch this because I've done this before. Like I've 3 videos ago, it was the same thing. I've done this before, but I have to get creative and come up with different and interesting things. What's my favorite smoker? Jesse, my favorite smoker is whatever is going to get the job done. I don't have a favorite smoker. My smokers are tools. I cook differently on my smokers than a lot of you guys do. You cook recreationally. I cook to make money. I cook recreationally for my family less than I cook to make money on my smokers. This year has been a little bit different, where I've been cooking for my family a little bit more because I haven't had the cooks that have been making me money. But I don't have a favorite smoker. It's like, oh, I have to cook 2 briskets. All right, I need 2 briskets. I cook that on a drum. Oh, I'm shooting. I didn't even talk about the drums. Whoever just asked about what my different cookers I have. I have a ugly drum smoker as well. How did I forget that? My company name and the channel name is SDSBBQ because of the fact that I started cooking in steel drum smoker barbecues, steel drum smokers, grills. All right. So I named my company Steel Drum Smoker Barbecue as a reminder of where I started. Anyway, I don't have a favorite. I picked the correct smoker for the job. It's a tool. Yes, Victor says, and yeah, Beavers for doing Sears. So I tell you what, Victor, the weed burner is actually better for doing searing than Beavis is because the way that the grill blazer, the grill gun is set up, if you tilt it too far, the propane, the liquid propane gets into that hose, it chokes it off. So yeah. Jesse Dash is probably gonna tell you. He's like, which one? Which kid is here? No, Mike. Mimi says good night. Oh, have a safe and happy new year. Right back at you. Propane flat top grill for Christmas. Steak, eggs, and hash browns can be cooked while frying up the smoker in the morning. That's what's up. All right, so I can't remember if it was Havoc or Prodigy, but it was one of them. Thank you. Mm, I feel like my '90s kid card has been revoked because I couldn't remember. Uh, Thank you, Twaski. I appreciate that. Mm-mm-mm. Victor, how much have you had to drink? Follow, follow, follow my finger. How many of you guys are watching my finger go left and right across the screen right now? And don't forget to mention that big 500 person user earlier to the new guy. I mean, that was that was an event. It was a thing. That was the last thing that I did. That was the last big event that I did prior to the pandemic, like full on. Um, and that was back in early February, or I believe late January, early February. Mm, 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 mm. This year has been different. This year has definitely been different. But I'm like I said, I know that I need to get back on I need to get back on the horse, if you will. I need to get back on my grind and just do it because my following is there. The people who want food is still there, and people want food. It's just I've been kind of trying to distance myself from people, and it's like I'm not trying to be around a whole bunch of folks, but I'm also not trying to be broke. So y'all have a great night. Ken says I'm off to bed. Well, thank you, Ken, for hanging out. Definitely appreciate it. Turn your finger sideways and go up and down for the out west. Yeah, Jimmy. Love the channel. Love barbecuing. Been cooking for 42 years. Would love to send you some recipes if you don't mind. I prepare a lot of my grill. I think you might be helpful. I think that what when you say what is it, William? You're trying to send or talk like uh like rubs and stuff, or barbecue sauce, or actual food, William? What is it that you are referring to, sir? Excuse me. Hey, if you haven't already, please hit that thumbs up button for me. I'd greatly appreciate it. We are at the after 2 hours. Y'all want to keep talking? Are y'all tired yet? Y'all ready to quit? Are y'all tired yet? I don't sell my rubs. No, Jesse, I do not. Well, technically, I do. I sell my rubs on the food that I cook. That's about it. I have come up with concoctions. All right, a little bit of this, a little bit of that I put on the things that I cook. Um, but no, I don't. If you see me talking about a rub, then that means I've bought it or someone sent it to me. If you don't see me talking about what I season my food with, that means it's for a customer, and I'm not telling you what I'm putting on my food. That's just it. I can't tell you everything. I can't. Maybe not the original recipe, but a variation. Nice try, Jesse. Uh, Mike says I'm good. Been going since 11:30 last night. Damn. Joyce says my daughter has her own floral design business without big events and banquets and weddings, and it's been a tough year this year. Are you able to keep your business viable doing smaller orders? Yes and no, Troy. So I there was never a month where I went all 4 weekends without cooking for someone else. How about that? I always had something to do at least once or twice a month. And that was one of those things where it justified and made it justifiable when I was cooking. But was it enough? Nah, I could have always done more. Um yeah, I could have always done more, and it was my business sustains itself. I don't put my money into my business. My business, like I said, it sustains itself. So does it take care of itself? Yeah. When I have a big job or a big order, then hey, that's when I'm gonna buy a couple more seasonings. I'm gonna fill up on my aluminum pans. I'm gonna get some aluminum foil. I'm gonna re up on my wood. All of those things happen when I have a big order. Jesse says could be a good side business. I'm not. Nope. 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 I'm not trying to get into the business of selling rubs. I just there's enough people out there doing that already. Hopefully, we'll be able to talk you into staying up next Wednesday. What's next Wednesday? Oh, mm, next Wednesday. I oh, all right. So full disclosure, I have a funeral to go to next Wednesday. Um, well, memorial service. My grandmother passed away last week. And next week is her memorial. So it was COVID and dementia related. So I'm happy it's over. I'm not happy it happened, but I'm not quite sure what I'll be doing next Wednesday. But we'll see. I should be home. Hope to be home, but will have been driving to Philadelphia and back next Wednesday. And usually it's not that big of a deal, but sometimes hanging out with family can be rather draining. So we know, yeah. Grandpa says if I pace myself, my scotch should last till about 1 a.m. So I'm all in. Well, damn. Hey, you could tell him your no salt rub. Yep, it's pepper. I think we'll be trying mango ribs in a couple of weeks when I get home. That's what's up. Is there a lot of competition in the area? No, Jesse, there is not. There are some comps, but there are nowhere near as many competitions as you could find further down south and out west. The SCA, there are some SCA events. I know of like 3 to 5 SCA events, and they are spread out like in the course of 6 months. Versus some places, there's an SCA event every other weekend. No problem, Jimmy, man, and Laura. Jesse, yep. D, Troy, thank you guys. Victor, I mean, it's like I said, I tend to try and keep to myself sometimes, but yeah, Grumpus, I appreciate that. Um, it's one of those things. She was almost 90, so she lived a great life. I just, unfortunate as it may be, the it seems like the COVID accelerated the dementia, and the dementia deteriorated her health. So it was a 1-2 punch. Anyway, uh, in lighter news, I thought he meant competition as in business. I mean, that too. Um, Nobody's brisket is like mine in Baltimore, so I don't have competition that way. Yeah, Laura, definitely agree there. But I'll be honest. I won't say I'm happy, but I'm glad it's done because the dementia was like taking her mental acuity, and that was hard. Like it was really hard. My grandmother was, uh, anyway, yeah, uh, definitely was difficult. So, in other news, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Almost finished number 5. Mm. It wasn't a she knew no one, Laura. It was anything within the last 10 years. She would have a very difficult time remembering. Like, she was at my wedding, and last summer we went, and last summer, towards the end of last year, because her was in November, we went up there and spent some time with her. And though she was at my wedding, met my wife, she couldn't remember who my wife was, and we've been married for 16 years. My kids, met my kids, knows my kids, knew my kids. Oh, these kids are wonderful, and that's not how I wanted to remember my grandmother. So the dementia, I was not a fan. uh, Thanks, Mike. I appreciate that. Well, D, I tell you what, man, I am. Can you drop anything else? I wasn't talking to you specifically. I was just, excuse me, saying, can you drop anything else? Uh, da, da, da. Mm. Mm. All right. So, D, I'm an Eagles fan. I usually, if I don't watch the Eagles play, I don't watch football. I don't watch football for the sake of watching football. I usually watch football to watch the Eagles. So, though I heard and saw that the Ravens won, I don't really keep track of. I don't watch Ravens football. Jimmy says we can at least guess what the dash number is by next week. Yeah, you're right. I can. I might have to do that, Jimmy. Definitely. It might be. It might be warranted. Like I said, especially after dealing with my family probably all day. Speaking of which, I think I'm gonna reach in the cooler and grab another one. Ah, handy dandy. Mm. So, guys, if you haven't already, please hit that thumbs up button for me. I'd greatly appreciate it. Greatly appreciate it. I am close to 50 thumbs up, 50 likes. Yeah. Appreciate that. Mm. Redskins, I lump both of those teams together. Those teams. Hey Roy, what's going on, man? I popped through the car wash earlier today and I didn't see you, but I also didn't come in the building. I was lined up in the first lane and I was a car and a half back. And I was like, I'm not sitting here for this. And I backed up and drove away. Hey, I see 50, Laura. But I'll take your word on it that it says 51. I definitely appreciate you guys who have given a thumbs up. Hey, Roy, definitely Happy New Year to you, sir, as well. Happy holidays. Thank you so very much, as always, for stopping by and popping in when you do. I greatly appreciate it. Sneak preview of your next video. You know what? I think we are ready for that. Why not? Why not? Why not? Let's go. Here's this. We are at the 2 hour, past the 2 hour mark. 31. We are done. Let me get the link. All right. My guess is a lot of folks will be cheering for the Jets this weekend. They are playing the Patriots. Just saying. Look, the Jets could use another win, another victory, and the Patriots, I mean, the Patriots are as hated, if not more hated, than the Cowboys. Probably as hated. I know the Patriots will always be on the ban list because the Patriots beat the Eagles in the Super Bowl, so they are forever banned. Forever, ever. That is the video for tomorrow. Ask 2020 episode 31. And yeah. Laura, I'm sorry to hear that you like the Patriots. We'll excuse it. We'll allow it. You're Canadian. Hold on 1 second. That's how I feel. Thank you. Alright. I can't get behind the Pats on the strength of Brady coming out of the University of Miami. There are way more Cowboys fans than Pats fans. I hate them both. Yeah, Troy. See, I knew I liked you for a reason. Laura, again, it's all right. Lamau. You know, it's funny when we use acronyms like LMAO. All right, and you hear people, as opposed to saying LMAO, they be like Lamau. It just cracks me up. Forever, ever, forever. Jeff, this is why we are friends. Yo, the Patriots, hate them forever. All right, they can never be unbanned. Definitely. Especially because it was in my lifetime. I believe the Raiders beat the Eagles in 1980. Oh, excuse me. And nope. Uh, I don't say I don't count that, but I don't remember that. I like the Pats, New Orleans, Green Bay, both Giants and the Jets for U.S. teams. All right. No hockey? Are you sure you're Canadian? Hmm. I like both Giants teams. Like San Francisco Giants and the New York Giants. Like, how? That's two totally different things. And two totally different coasts. It's like, what? Hmm. Hmm. What about your hockey teams, Laura? Anytime anyone talks about football, you hear "Go Seahawks." Rams, Steelers, Raiders when they were in LA. All right. Mm. Troy, you're obviously out in SoCal. It seems. Well, this is the Steelers. Zeke the Freak says, "Hey yo, all Canadian all the way, baby." I don't know. You have not said a one time. I don't know a boot. I don't know. Oh, D. He said, I don't feel as ashamed to say the Browns anymore. Man. Oh, all right. What's up, Sardrell? Okay, now that makes a lot of sense. Uh, I'm still cracking up at D. I don't feel as ashamed to say the Browns. Laura, how's it going, eh? Going great. Just like the Steelers dating back to the OG Steel Curtain. Okay. We did not say a boot. Whatever. I'll believe it when I see it. or don't hear it. Uh, Thanks, Meeks. How you doing, sir? I see the count has indeed gone up. I see 52 likes on my end. I see 52. Got to win a job making salsa. What? That's what's up. Is it hot salsa? Dude, what are you making over there? Did you add extra seasoning to it? Did you add extra seasoning to it? Oh. Barbecue poutine? Man, poutine is delicious. Brisket poutine. Oh, ho, ho. Man, talk about a good time. Hold the gravy though. I don't need the gravy. I'm not a big fan of gravy. Shoot me. Fight me. I'm not a fan of gravy. Mm-mm. Oh man. I never tried barbecue poutine, but love poutines. Yeah. Thank you, Jimmy. I definitely do appreciate you watching. Jimmy left a comment on the video. Thank you, sir. This is what's your favorite non-poultry temp to cook at? 250 to 275 degrees. Meatloaf poutine with cheese curds. Oh my gosh, your Minnesota is showing. Or excuse me, your Wisconsin is showing. Golly, cheese curds. I still have not had the cheese curds that are so fresh they squeak when you chew them. And I'm not that big of a fan of meatloaf. Tried down there poutine, but I like the original. Okay. A Canadian once asked me if I knew why they say A all the time. I said no. He replied because y'all was already taken. Well played. Hey. We know our ABCs. Shoot. Poutines are great, or what is a Donair poutine? And I don't get down with meatloaf like that. Nah, cheese curds, man. Why? Cheese curds are, that's how. Thank you, Jeff. I appreciate that. Jeff sent me a text message. Cheese curds are the beginning of cheese. Like it curdles, and they gather the curds, and then they bunch and mash the curds together to make blocks of cheese and stuff like that. So the curds are part of it. I mean, get over the name. Donair meat. What is Donair meat? Oh boy. This is why I have my. What is Donair meat? What is a thing? What is Canadian Donair? First is what? Heavily spiced ground beef that is shaped into a large loaf and roasted on a spit and then shaved and seared on a flat top. The Donair sauce is an addictively sweet blend of evaporated milk, vinegar, garlic powder, and sugar. The sandwich is wrapped in tin foil and eaten out of the hand. There is no such thing as tin foil. Tin foil is so long gone. It's aluminum foil. I did not know what curd. Curd is the word. Curd. So it's funny. There's a woman that I worked with. I used to walk around her desk or walk past her desk, and she gave almost like the bet like daps. She like I would come around and hit her up, right? And she'd be like, "What's the word?" And I'd be like, "Bird." So she started calling me bird. So I didn't even have to say it. She'd be like, "What's up, bird? How you doing today?" So, but that's funny. Is that curd? Curd is the word. You can use chicken or thin steak, pound it very flat. Do they make tin anything now? I don't know. Tin roofs? I don't know. Well, Laura says it's awesome. Greek uses it sometimes. Well, see, like, holy cow. There is, like, looking up Donair meat, the first thing, it says dashes Donair. I gotta click that one. Dashes Donair. This is for the true Donair fan. This recipe is tried and tested. If you enjoyed Halifax Donairs, then you'll love this recipe. When making this recipe, use only the finest spices available. They make a huge difference. I feel like they're thumbing their nose up at folks. All right, so it looks like gyro meat. Or is it? Wait, let's see what kind of meat it is. No, ground beef. That is wild. No. Laura, I've never heard of a Donair. Slow cook. All right, so I think what you're talking about, Laura, is shawarma. I've heard and seen shawarma. Also in Mexico, they do something similar to shawarma, where they, pile of meat. But that's something different too. Golly, that is so crazy. Learn something new every day. So now I can bust out my Donair poutine knowledge. Look, I mean, I would think you'd be excited the fact that I knew what a poutine was. So, I doubt it. Let's see. Poutine in Baltimore. Top best poutine in Baltimore. Holy cow. Wait a minute. What? Alberta. Houston. Let's see. Let's look at this menu for poutines. Island cuisine. I know they don't have poutine. Clark Burger. They have poutine fries. Clark Burger's on here twice. 1 and 2. Okay, there's two. Wait. There's two locations. All right. Al Pastor. There we go. I knew it was similar. Shawarma and Al Pastor are similar. They shim it off as they need to make it. Yep, I make gyro burgers sometimes. Nice. I was shocked. Oh, come on, Kevin. Thank you, sir. Right back at you. Happy New Year to you as well. Belly Brew. Georgia Avenue. That's a friggin', Silver Spring. Only. There are 4 places. There are 2 in Baltimore. One of them. All right, so let's see. Clark Burger. Let's look at the Clark Burger. They are open from 3 to 8. Popular dishes. Come on, where is the menu? I'm trying to find the poutine fries. Oh, can I look? Central Avenue. Wait, it says Baltimore's best burgers and poutine fries. I know, I will have to check them out. Clark Burger. All right. To-go burgers. Yo, what's funny is they have a poulet frite, which is a pickle brine, fried chicken breast, lettuce, tomato. We were talking about that earlier. Pickle brining. Some more fries to go. Oh, we have a side of poutine. Loaded poutine. Classique. Classique poutine. And so classic poutine. This is hand-cut fries topped with French cheese curds and a side of our rich gravy. I'll do what? Our classic poutine topped with Montreal-style smoked brisket, onions, dill pickle, and salad gravy with spicy brown mustard. Pork on York poutine. Our classic poutine topped with thick cut smoked bacon and fries. Oh God, they have a cheesesteak poutine. Frere Jacques poutine. Our classic poutine topped with smoked bacon and fried egg with a side of gravy and roasted garlic chipotle mayo. Loaded poutine. This is our classic poutine with chopped bacon, grated cheddar, green onions, and a side of gravy and sour cream. The classic poutine. I think that's it for the poutines. Excuse me. All right, so let's see. Southern California used to be northern Mexico. You can't grow up here and not like Mexican food. Yeah, Troy, you're right. Some places may use mozzarella cheese if they don't have cheese curds. No, this says curds. Curds make taste as they are salty with the gravy. Awesome. All right, if you say so. Try the regular one first. You might, so you know the true taste. Yeah, usually when I go someplace or I try something, I try to try their specialty. Um, so there's a side of poutine, okay, and then classic poutine. Ugh, I'm just not a fan of gravy though. Tonight's been fun, but I have to get up early, so good night. Well, Victor, thank you so very much for hanging out. I know it's still early for you, but we're getting there. William says some of the things we do down south, rub sauces and food. Yeah, definitely. I would imagine are influenced by those around you. Mm. Yep, yep. Laura, I'm not a fan of gravy. No gravy. As I talked about this last night, or not last night, last week or 2 weeks ago. There is a pit beef place uh, across, not across, but not too far away. That they put gravy on the fries, and I'm like, no gravy, no gravy. So when I used to go in there, they would look up and they were like, no gravy. I'd order a pit beef sandwich and fries, no gravy. They always yell out, no gravy. Pepper's finally ready to go out. Gotta run. Take care, everyone. Happy New Year. Thank you, D. Right back at you. Right back at you. I'm trying to make it till midnight. Let's see. Can we make it until midnight? No, you didn't see me do the Y thing. Nope, 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 nope. Oh, goodness. Gravy and the curds make it. Well, guess what, Laura? You know what? I will try it. I will promise you that I will try it with the gravy and the curds for the first time. Clark Burger. They're burgers. Sausage, beef patty, sliced. So, I mean, come on. This is Clark Burger. You serious, Clark? Believe it. Our signature beef patty topped with sliced ham, a fried egg, American cheese, and a sriracha maple glaze, all stuffed between two crisp Eggos. What? Original burger, lettuce, tomato, pickles. Add cheese and toppings as you like. Bake, wake and bacon. Sorry. Fried egg, smoked bacon, smoked cheddar, white cheddar, smoked bacon, sharp white cheddar, fried onions, and sriracha mayo. Charmer burger, blackened patty, blue cheese, smoked bacon, onions, full Monty. Poutine burger with fries, curds, gravy stacked on top of a burger patty. Now that sounds like it's something that might be up my alley. We're small then. Bet you love it. I don't know, Laura. I might, I see this full Mountie. Add gravy to your list. That's other than pork. Is there anything you cook for your family that you just don't care for? I don't like coconut, so I don't cook things with coconut intentionally. I'm not the biggest fan of nuts, so when I cook things with nuts, or if I cook, things that I add nuts to them, I just might not partake. Uh, Other than that, that's pretty much it. But I don't think there's anything else, Grumpus. mm. There are times though when I cook something and I'm like, I'm not eating this, or I don't feel like eating this. So there's that. Larsa says also donair burgers are awesome. Serious gourmet burgers. Do you mind if I have a bite of your? He said, "Do they serve?" Oh wait, not do they serve? Do they speak English in what? Yo, Pulp Fiction is one of my favorite movies. Remember, says I gotta have my gravy. Man, I could deal. Nope, 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 nope. I don't need no gravy. All right, so they have a turkey burger, grilled cheese, bacon cheeseburger. Bring it on, play safe, and good wild add-ons. All right. Gringo burger. This is pepper jack cheese, fresh guacamole, lettuce, tomato, and roasted garlic. Chipotle mayo. Expo burger, Montreal style smoked brisket, crispy onions, dill pickle, barbecue sauce. All right. Veggie burger, blah. Poulet, pickles, pickle brine fried chicken breast, lettuce, tomato, pickles, and Zed sauce. Spicy sriracha honey mustard. Cheeseburger, KF Quart glow or fried chicken sandwich, coleslaw, corn, jalapenos, french fries, and cheese curds. She's not like, I want to order a bunch of stuff. Like, I want to try this, I want to try that. Brisket burger, next video. That's what's up. John, did you grind the meat yourself? Here. For those of you guys still hanging out, I'm going to post a link to the video for tomorrow once again. Once again, Ken. All right. If it ain't got no dripping somethings, sometimes I'll make gravy with just butter and olive oil. Butter and olive oil. I guess you brown the butter and it thickens up. Oh, is that really a gravy though? Oh boy. What makes it gravy? Gravy is a sauce made from meat juices, usually combined with a liquid such as chicken or beef broth, wine, or milk, and thickened with flour, cornstarch, or some other thickening agent. Gravy also may be the simple juices left in the pan after the meat, poultry, or fish has been cooked. Oh, I don't know. Laura might be right. There might not be a gravy. That might be a roux. Grandpa says, "Great. That's great on mashed potatoes." He wants a royale with cheese. You know what they call a quarter pounder in France? Oh, what do they call a quarter pounder in France? The royale with cheese. Grumpus. First, he's not wearing a Hawaiian shirt, and he's wearing a flannel. Then he mistakenly calls a roux a gravy. What is this world coming to? I make a mean pot roast with some mushroom and red wine gravy. I bet you do. I don't know what it is. I don't even know why. I can't even attribute it to something to say, oh, this is why I don't like gravy. I can't even do it. I don't know why I don't like gravy. It's just not a fan. Grumpus, yes. He says, wait, I thought I made a mistake once, but I was wrong. That's like Foghorn Leghorn. He would say, I thought that I was, I thought that I made a mistake. I thought I made a mistake, but I thought that I was wrong, but I was mistaken. Something along those lines. I think it wasn't that he was wrong, he was mistaken. I think it was Foghorn Leghorn that said something like that. Once I had a pizza called a Crown Royal. It was 5 different cheeses, and it was heaven. Le Big Mac. So, good. Roux is roux. Dime Store Harry. I rue the day, sure enough. Shoot. Forever, ever? My wife just said something about forever. Oh boy. Alright. I have this giant bag of Skittles here. It's been teasing me. It's been taunting me the whole time I've been on the live stream. I'll reach in. We're gonna grab some. Hang on, sit here. Close this bag back up. Do you guys eat them by color? Purple first. I did a pork butt in a slow cooker with balsamic and spices. It was good. From the Skittles, it's on now. Nice. Purple first. go pink second because there's only two. Skittles. Skittles. We're gonna go red next. Blue. Then orange. Excuse me. Then green. No more orange. I think that's because I got wild berry. Our Canadian Smarties are different than what you sometimes call Smarties. Red? Your Smarties are wrong then, Laura. They're wrong. They're wrong. If they're not the Smarties that are right, then they're wrong. Candy around the world is so... Oh. I mean, it's one of those things. I spent I feel like a half an hour when I was in the UK in the candy aisle, walking up and down, like looking at stuff to bring home for my kids to try. Dinosaur Harry says, I'm still trying to figure out how to sell barbecue and not sell it. As long as you understand, it's a game. You got to play it for a while until you get to candy chauvinism. I'm not a chauvinist. I'm right. Can you go to over top here? Mad Descendants. Oh, Laura, please do not threaten me with a good time, especially when it comes to candy. Anyway, when I was in the UK, I brought back candy for my kids, and we tried it. So there is a video out there of us trying different candies from the UK, and it was a fun video. Definitely fun. Troy, don't encourage me. Yeah, just don't. And for the record, y'all know I'm right. It's like this is the last live stream for the year. I don't want it to end, but I am like, I'm gonna sleep here in a second. Troy says, is there any food from the UK that's any freaking good? I mean, I had oh man, what was it? Was it a Chippy Buddy? Man. Actually, I did like the fish and chips while I was there. So I won't say what I found out, but I ordered. So the guy who I was with in the UK, my coworker, my counterpart, let's say, his wife worked at a pub, and his wife's pub had food. So we went there for dinner one night, and he's like, "Oh, you gotta try the fish and chips. You gotta try the fish and chips. You gotta try the fish and chips." I'm like, "All right, I guess I'm gonna order fish and chips." So they asked, I believe they gave us an option of which type of fish you can get. I chose cod. So I get my cod, and I'm like, "Oh, like it needs something." And I'm not a big malt vinegar fan. I'm not a big vinegar fan. So I'm like, I don't really want malt vinegar on my cod. They're like, "Oh, well, can we get you anything else?" I said, "Can you bring me some ketchup, some horseradish, and some Worcestershire?" And the lady looked at me. I said, "Wait till you try what I'm about to do." And she just looked at me and she's like, "What is it you need?" And she's like, I said ketchup, horseradish, and Worcestershire. She's like, okay. She brings it back, and I'm like, I'm whipping it up. Right. Those of you who know, I'm making cocktail sauce. They don't have cocktail sauce in the UK. It was tartar or tartar only. They had no cocktail sauce. I prefer cocktail over tartar. And when I say my coworker, I blew his mind. All right, I blew his mind. He was like, "Oh my god!" His wife's name is Show. He's like, "Show, you gotta try this." He's like, "Try this stuff." He's like, "Try this stuff he made." He's like, "It's freaking brilliant." He's like, "I can sell this." I'm like, Chris, they already do. Laura. Woo. Sorry, Grumpus. Did I try bangers and mash? No. So, did I try any mashed potatoes? I think I may have had some mashed potatoes. I had mushy peas. I do not understand why they like mushy peas. Mushy peas are just that, mushy peas. Why anyone would want mushy peas? Like when you want to understand what mushy peas are, think of lumpy mashed potatoes, but peas. Peas. Not like please, but like green peas. Um, thanks, Laura. It's just thank goodness he likes some food. I'm not very picky. I'm not. There's just certain things I don't like. Anyway, I didn't have the bangers because the bangers are sausage and the bangers are almost always pork sausage. So no, I didn't have any bangers. Choices baby food. Yeah, man. Freaking mushy peas. And, yo, oh man, my coworker, he was so upset. He was like visibly dejected that we did not match his level of excitement for mushy peas. And I'm like, I'm trying to understand it. I'm like, Chris, yo, is really mushy peas? He's like, yeah. I'm like, it's hold on, time out. Like unseasoned, no salt, no pepper, no butter, no nothing. Peas that are cooked to death and made mushy. He's like, yeah, mushy peas. I'm like, yo, ain't no way. And I'm like, so what do you call the peas that aren't mushy? He's like, those are garden peas. I'm like, and you prefer mushy peas? He's like, yeah. Like, nah, bro, I can't get down with mushy peas. I'm just thinking about it. I'm like, ugh, mushy peas. Troy, yes, indeed. This is some repugnant. That's such a good movie. um, social networking, Harry. Social networking. Printing stuff out, you have to pay for. Um, Taking pre-orders is good because then you'll have an idea of what you need to cook. But more often than not, you might have to, might not have to, but you might cook a little bit more than you need. But I think it sounds like you're on the right path, right track. Hello. Well, no, I appreciate it, Jamie. He popped in to say hey, but I wanted to say thank you. This is sitting right here. All right. So cool beans. There's Marcus and Jamie, their daughter Mia, and there's their trailers. All right. Crimson Creek, Crimson Creek Smokehouse. Come on, focus. All right. Thank you guys. It definitely. It says a year to remember. Mm. Understatement of the year. Oh, hey, look at us. Yeah, Jamie. Uh-huh. Jamie says, yeah, to remember or forget. I understand. And he did pop in a little while ago. He did pop in and say hey. So he was checking. He didn't stay very long. I mean, I'm not gonna hold it against them. I'm not. I'm not gonna hold it. Anyway, yes, Laura, it is awesome. Definitely. You know, it's so funny, Jamie. He texted me the other day, and I asked him a question, and he was supposed to reply, and he never replied. I get a text message. Oh, what it was? He called me. No, he texted me. Hey, you got a minute to talk? And usually I'm like, boom, I'm right on it. I call him right back, right? And I text him like, hey man, I'm finished doing what I'm doing. But I can't even remember what I was doing. I was like, I'm done what I'm doing. Give me a call when you get a moment. Like an hour passes, 2 hours passes, 3 hours passes, 4 hours passes. I'm like, I'm going to bed. 5 hours passes, 6 hours passes. I'm like, yo, lights out. I wake up the next day. He called me early in the morning. Like, yo, he said, I got into my uncle's shine. He said, I pass smooth out. Oh man, yo, it's so funny. There, you guys say the same stuff, but you said okay, he's passed smooth out right now. I know what that means. I know what that means. Ah, look, Al says, hey, thanks for waiting on me or for me. Sorry I'm late, Dash. Well, you know what? Now that you're here, I'm leaving. We are shutting the live chat down, and you're gonna have to go back and watch from the beginning. I was trying to log live stream for an extra hour, not an extra hour, but I was just trying to log live stream for a little while longer. But Al, really, it's nothing personal, but I am about to log off. It's not you, it's YouTube. No, it's Hey Troy, definitely thank you, and I look forward to seeing you next year, sir. Uh, you guys move out too. I'm about to. I woke up this morning. It was 2:30, and I could not go back to sleep. Uh, Good question. What's your best pork butt video? Um, Probably the one where I started using a rotisserie. And when you say my best is in like performance or my best in one of my favorites? Yeah, specify please, Al. To make your recipe instead of mine tomorrow. Uh, I don't really have a recipe out there. That's the problem. I just have a methodology. Which one should I make tomorrow? I just have a cooking methodology. I don't necessarily have a recipe. Like I don't tell you what I'm seasoning stuff with because more often than not, when I'm cooking pulled pork, they're customer cooks, and I don't share the recipes or the seasonings that I use for customer cooks. Uh, but there's definitely plenty of videos of me cooking pulled pork. I just don't know if you will get the specific type of video that you're looking for. I mean, I have pulled pork on the drum, on Vicky, on Bernadette. Though the stuff on Bernadette, I'm excuse me, not Bernadette, Bessie. Though the pulled pork videos on Bessie would probably be a while ago. Yeah, she's binge watch them all. Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, buddy. Not only binge watch, but binge watch and comment. Like, I watched this one. I watched this one too. Yep, still here. um, this is still good to check out bigger sites, Instagram, Facebook, etc., and comment to attract attention to myself as you did, or is there a better way since COVID? Nope. Social media, social media. You just need to leave yourself an out as far as like if you're wearing a mask or something like that. But um, nah, bruh. You COVID has altered things and hindered things, but if you want to get out there, you just have to put yourself out there. Mm. Alice says it's okay. You're tired. I'll figure it out. It's gonna be a long night. Happy New Year. Well, thank you, sir. So, Al, one of the things you'll find about my videos, if you haven't already, I don't talk recipes very often, or what specifically I'm using, because majority of my cooks are customer cooks. So because they're customer cooks for the most part, I'll try and keep that stuff, kind of proprietary, if you will. But I think that is it for me. I am done. 20 hours. Oh gosh. Um, I am about to pass out. Pass smooth out. Low and slow, definitely. Yeah, I noticed that, but I always learn something from you, man. I appreciate you. Well, I appreciate you, sir. And I tell you what, I learned stuff from you too. Definitely. So, all right, guys, I am about to hit the X in the corner on my screen here. I got my Popeye on with one eye open, and I'm like, oh goodness. I'm going to hit the hay, and it's going to hit me back, and I'm going to sleep. Laura says, Happy New Year, Dash, to you and yours. And May 2020 bring normal back to our lives. Yes. Yes, indeed. I am definitely looking forward to it. All right, guys, I am out. Thank you so very much for hanging out. Greatly appreciate it. I'll see you next time. All right, KB, be easy.